Hello beautifuls, welcome to the channel. Oh my lord, base 8.0 is complete. I hope you enjoy this one. This one took far longer than I anticipated, honestly. It is absolutely stunning. The front of it is just beautiful compared to the 7.0. If you have built 7.0 base, you'll see in the Discord channel the aerial shot of the foundation, so you really won't have to change much when it comes to the foundation, thankfully. This base, if you're new to the channel, has gone through 7 different changes, improvements over and over again, and utilizing the new features with the updates. And this location, where it is right here at around minus 644, then 273 on SJ Island. And I picked that because it's just beautiful. As you can see, we can see the beautiful cherry blossoms. When you set the supply drops to quick intervals, they are just continually dropping around you over and over and over again. And what I like about this base is that it's all in one, it's fully functional, and we don't have to have, scattered bases across the world to get the most out of it. With this base, you can have up to 50 pals. You can have 50 pals in your custom settings, which I do utilize often. Instead of having them spread across bases, to have them in one place is very handy to have. It's like a home sweet home where everybody is, which is lovely to have. So let's have a look at this base, what it has in it, why I built what I did, especially if you're new and you're like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, it's a very, very nice one. So we'll have a little sleep first so we can see everything in the full brightness of day. We'll jump down here and here, and we'll have a sleep. And it's already morning time, so there's that. What we'll do, we'll pack these pals away so we can have a clear vision of everything, except for the vendors. I'm going to keep the vendors out. We have a lot of accumulators, so we'll keep our electricity bees there. Gets the Anubises away. It's a really, really lovely design. I think that's it. You can go, you, you. So custom settings if you want 50 pals. All right, where shall we start? The reason I built this base in the first place, in the way that it is looking after everybody. So there's people that like breeding in the game, and materials for making the cakes is one of the things that can be a little bit annoying at times. And I wanted to create a base that could produce everything, basically, and be able to buy everything. Instead of having a base that's full of fields of crops and things like that, I wanted to be able to make everything as quick and as efficient as possible. And so with that, I wanted to have a strip for vendors, which we'll get to in a moment. But also I wanted to have a place that could produce ore as quickly as possible. So at the front of the building here, I have all the storage space here. It gets full. There's a cute little, with the bases, I like to have it very functional, but also beautiful at the same time, and not sort of sacrificing one for the other. So there's a little bed in here with a little bedside table for you to put your super special things. Up here is a little dressing room, if I can get up there. A little dressing room that's got the dressing table and also a cupboard to put all your, dress up clothes and helmets and things like that, which is very cute. I do want to move this guy around and face him the other way though, that's true, because I want to see him from when I'm outside. Spin you around, put you there. There we go. And build. So better. We have the new production lines here and here. So the Advanced Civilization Weapon Assembly line and the Advanced Civilization Workshop there. I've also got over on the other bit the Advanced Sphere Assembly line, which are all used quite well. The pathing in this is perfect. I haven't had anybody getting stuck on anything, and this includes big boys like Astragons too. Around here is all the tier 2 ore. This is really important that I've found. I've got maybe 1,000 hours in the game plus now. Ore is something that you use with it, the most important things that you build in this game. So having a constant production of ore is incredibly important, but also it creates ingots that allows you to have money to buy whatever you want from the vendors that you catch. Now watch the tutorial about how to catch the vendors. These vendors here, for example, there's a dude here, there's a whole strip over here, and I don't know, they're in this position of ready to attack, raid people to the base. So here we have this vendor, and he sells the high quality pal oil. So a lot of people, for example, might have those Jumid whales all over their base flopping around. So for me to be able to buy this directly off him, which you'll use so much of this, it's nuts. It's an amazing, shop item to have, especially if you've got so much money. You can just blow it all. The ice organs are another thing that you might like to use. The medicine is absolutely something I use. So the vendors are so important to me. I can't even begin to tell you, but that guy you can catch from Dune Shelter, and then just bind them to, I've got two of the same ones just for show, to Dune Shelter, and then you just catch them and bind them to the sandbags. So this guy's got the items to make the cakes. So with the breeding, you need to have flour. So we've got wheat there to make that. You need eggs, you need milk, you need red berries, and you need honey, right? This guy's also got electric organs, which no pals, I believe, drop them. Double check that. I'm not sure if they introduced anything at this point that does the farming that drops those. But anyway, you just buy them straight away. So these vendors have everything. So people say, oh, epic, you can just have a farm and I just farm the flame organs. It's like, well, I don't need to because they're there. So I'm going to show you how this sort of circular motion works with this production line. But these are the vendor shops here. So we've got, ideally, if I have the proper vendors out, it would have the guy that has the ammo, it would have the guy that has the pals, etc. You put whatever you want there. You can even have like, the bounty guy at the bar to turn your bounties in on. So it's a really beautiful aesthetic feature, and all in the background are the new flags, but also through here we've got these sort of flappy kind of doors that you can sort of sneak in and out of, which is very smart to do. And thank you to Saphira for this great idea of having these curtains along the vendor shop too. I utilize the fences along here to make it nice and low. It just looks nice. So in the kitchen we've got two of the ovens, which goes under the stairs and into the storage part. And I really wanted to utilize that cherry blossom tree in there because it's just so pretty. On with the show. This is probably one of the most important parts to me, and that is making the space as purposeful as possible, without wasting any time. So when we fast travel, let's just fast travel back here. The first thing that I do, I go straight to the guild chest. I put all the most important items there. So the guild chest is here, right? Then I'll dump off the rest of the items into the chest to sort out later, and then I'll usually sleep. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's what I'll do when I get back to base. I put them through this because I found by having it like that, it just looked really unsightly, and I thought it's actually quite nice to have a glass wall there and sort of shroud it. You can obviously go nuts and put, vines down the side, the ivy down the side, whatever tickles your fancy. But to keep it through this sort of, opaque glass, I thought was, a nice little touch. So it's 1, 2, 3. So instead of having a gill chest across the other side of your base, it's literally right there. The bed is right there, so you don't have to grapple your way across the place, and then the storage is just there to sort out later. Up there is just the dimensional power box. Around this side is the 2 oil pumpers, and then one of the electricity generators. There's another one at the top. And then around here is a really important piece, probably the most important. Well, there's a lot of honey here, by the way, and that is where we'll get to in a minute. Yeah, okay, that's what we want. So the reason I built this design is so you didn't have to run around like a maniac. I don't want to tell you what we call it, what I named it, but it's a circle full of furnaces. So you can order your items through the wall, right? So you can make, whatever you want to for your pals through the wall. Just pretend we're fully functioning. And then we can just order our stuff. So it'd be like, click, order, and then the Wixens, etc. will be pumping those. I'm pumping those immediately. And then just clicking, grabbing the next ones, getting whatever you want from this one. It's just a circle of production, and then going nuts with the money machine there, and then going over to the vendor and then just buying everything you need. So it's just this constant production that takes like literally no time at all, because it's just like round in a circle. No issues at all. There's a couple of cabinets there, just all my special things. There's a little medicine and sanctuary place here with the view of the waterfall, which is nice to have. It's something that I had in the last place that I thought, oh yeah, that's nice to just bring back again. So I don't know what he's doing running around. So up the stairs, we've got the fishing here too. We've got a little pyro. We've got a little pyro dude just hanging out fishing there. There's a whole tutorial on my fishing base, which I think that a lot of people really love if they enjoy fishing. I put this little chest here so we could dump off, whatever. Make life easier. And then up the stairs we go. So we've got the PAL disassembler there. We've got the hatchery there. And then we've got the expedition station, which I was surprised I was able to fit. And then we've got the essence condenser machine, and also breeding pens. This mezzanine that is very nice to look at, that it sort of overhangs over everything else. There's one thing that I do need to replace, which I removed, which is the Japanese hot spring, which I sort of blew apart before. So let's just put that there. They teleport there anyway. I have to face it that way because from the front of the castle, I wanted to see the cherry blossoms on each side. It is a practical feature, but it's more of to me an aesthetic feature too, because they look really neat, all up there matrix style, floating around. And then there's another fishing pond there. So there's that. This is the beehive, obviously. I'm going to grab this, honey. I was wondering why it took so long for things to load in. I didn't have any transporting. I mean, I had quite a lot of them, but earlier. But then I sort of left it for a little bit. And Anubis, can you come out and help me? It's just so much honey. It's just wild. So let's just get out of this. We'll get the transporters to check that later. But this is a floating ranch, basically. Well, it is. So you can put anything you want there, and it'll just stockpile underneath. You don't have to go up and up and up and up and upstairs over and over again and fly around and do all sort of Harry Potter fancy stuff to get everything. Usually what you'll do is you'll have a couple of bees because that's what I've made this one for. A couple of bees there that also do transporting, and then I would just put a crate. I'd put a crate there if I faced it the right way, so they could just dump it in there and then get on with their honey making. So I'll put this here. So yeah, the bees not only just produce the honey that they take it away to, but obviously I didn't plan that one. Anyway, you get the gist of it. The honey is for days. It's just wild, and that's why you'll very rarely run out of ingredients for the cake. So I think that's about it. I think that's everything. We've got the quartz over there, we've got the coal there, we've got the sulfur over this side. It has everything, and it's still a breathable base. You could put another level on it if you wanted to. For people that want to have to make bait, for example, so they might need the carrots and onions. That's pretty easy to find any place to put that. But I've got a whole sort of farming base for that now, so I don't really need it. But yeah, I would probably consider putting maybe a couple of plantations there. You could even just, make this roof, extend this roof across here and have them up here. So to have like tomatoes there and, what is it? Tomato? Is it? I can't remember what it is. It's carrots and onions? I can't even remember. I've got so much bait, it's just wild. What is it? Onion and carrots. Yeah, and the high quality Palworld, which our dude over there's got, and he's got the flour too. And then the tomatoes are in the high quality bait too. So you could just have tomatoes, onion and carrot here. Bang, 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 there's all your bait. That being said, yes, so stay tuned for that. This entire tutorial, it is from the very first foundation piece. So I hope you like this one. Before I take off, I'll take you to the fishing base anyway, which already has those plantations there. There's a full tutorial already on the channel for this if you want to do this one. The fishing is amazing in this game. The stuff that drops in fishing is wild. Let me just grab Jetragon here. So this is just a little fishing village that I made. And yeah, the stuff that drops is nuts. So I've got this sort of higgledy-piggledy sort of rooftop, this little sort of seaside town, and it's just lovely. That's really lovely. So there's a whole bunch of fish that they catch. Look at all the items that they drop, it's wild. And the place that I put this location of this base is -1339, -1548. It's at Faybreak. The reason, because there's fishing here, manual fishing, but I wanted a place that was, had this sort of alcove of water, so it was sort of shallow, and then I could face all of the fishing things towards each other, but also there's always wreckage easily accessible. So there's 11 fishing ponds in there, and they are bowlers. So that being said, that's that location. And then there's the food castle. I'll take you there and then I'll go. But this one's a really lovely base too. It's very chill. All right, let's go to food castle, which is up in the orange tree area, the red tree area, which is here. There's a breeding one that's next to that too. It's not very fancy. It's kind of, basic, but the food castle is really neat. Let me just go at the front first for the full bang of it. Now somebody broke the foundation yesterday, so I'm going to ignore that part of it, which is right there. So this is the farming castle. Over there is the breeding base. Over there is a mining one, which is fishing at the moment. But this one is like a well-oiled machine. You go in, it has crazy vaulted ceilings. It has also the floating beehive too. It's just really homely and lovely. There's a little vendor shop there. He's chilling there. And just perpetual, this is where I get all my food items from is this spot. French fries are being made, etc. So it has everything. It has everything. So that's where I get all my bait and stuff from. Anyway, I'll love and leave you. I hope you enjoyed this tour. Until next time, have an amazing day or night. Don't forget to join the Discord channel. Link in the description below. Till then, stay tuned for the tutorial this week.